What's up YouTube, and welcome back to the DIY Beard. My name's Jez and I'm the man behind the beard, and in today's episode we've got the XV in the garage because if you remember rightly, in the last episode we went through some of the damage that was caused when I took a little bit of a tumble on the old gear. So if you are new to the channel, please do go and hit that subscribe button. And if you are a Yamaha XV950 fan, please do go and give this video a quick thumbs up because it really does help the channel out. Now, one of the things I do have to tell you guys is I've got a little bit of a confession. So I told you that in the next episode we will fix the damage. And within reason, yes we will. However, I've already done the gear lever. Well, sorry, the shift linkage. So as you can see, nice shiny new. Sorry, it was a pain in the backside to get done on my own. I haven't got a stand obviously, and I needed a little bit of help. So with the help of good old Uncle Ross and my dad, we managed to get that done, but obviously we've only got a small garage here, which means there wasn't really a lot of room for filming, so I am really sorry. However, I promise you that if you stay till the end of this episode, I have a surprise for you all. Now obviously I've treated her very poorly in dropping her, and we do have a little modification that if you do stick to the end of the video, you'll get to see. Okay. So, what are we going to be doing today? Well, obviously, the shift linkage is all done. This, I mean, you can't really tell off the bike, but this is considerably bent and scrapped. And then this is, it's not a knuckle. This is kind of a, where the ball joint basically goes, and you can see there, focuses, come on, yep, so you can see right there, absolutely shattered, which is why we had to get trailered home, because we got no drive in the bike. I couldn't get it in a correct gear, I couldn't get it out of gear, it was just basically. But the only other bit of damage, luckily, is this engine cover. Now as you can see, the huge scratch there is where, well, basically the gear selector flicked back, scraped all across there, and then we've got just a tiny, minute bit of damage across there as well. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sanding that down and repainting it. However, I'm not going to go through the ins and outs of all of that. We did when we painted the parts originally, we did a full video on that itself. So we'll use some YouTube magic on that as well. The other thing I need to do is replace the footrests. Reason being is, we snapped ours. Snapped it clean off. And to be honest, and I know what a lot of you are going to do, you're all going to hose me in the comments. The reason being is, this does not move. If you remember the video, I'll post a link in the description below. I had to modify the MX style footrests basically to fit the XV. The problem with that was they don't fold. So obviously as I took a bit of a tumble, they got nowhere to fold into, and it basically just snapped off. Luckily, and as you should always do, keep the original parts. Basically what that means is we've got something to replace it by, and we haven't got to wait for new foot pegs to come in the post. Now I'm undecided on what I'll replace those two long term, but for now I need to get the bike up and running, so we're going to put those back on. But like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you guys comfy, and with some YouTube magic, we'll be back shortly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's fairly safe to say I've gone a bit overboard again. So, yeah, got a bit further than I really wanted to. Let's have a look at what we've done. So as you can see, this is the original cover. There's still a little bit of work to do on there because you can still see. Why will you not focus? So you can still see some very shiny bits, but the majority of the damage is now gone. The headlight bezel has come off again. Main reason being is there was a lovely bit of a stone chip down here, and I had managed to scratch it on top of that. And then the airbox itself, the reason we're redoing that is I'd actually missed a considerable bit across the top. Now, yes, okay, the scratch on the headlight bezel, you know, why couldn't we polish it out? Well, we use a Simmons tough paint, which doesn't really buff. It is a very, very tough paint, but doesn't buff out like, you know, normal lacquered paint does. And so, you know, if you get a scratch on there, sometimes it's a little bit of a pain in the arse because you've got to go through repainting it. And I thought, while we're getting the paints out today, we might as well just do a bit more. So I've already used 400. I've gone to 800. To be honest, I think that will be plenty. The only thing I'm going to do now is just get the Scotch-Brite out, just to get into these small little crevices here. And then what we'll do is we'll whip the good old... I don't know why I'm looking at my hands like that. I think it's because they are filthy. But I'll whip the paint out and we'll give it a bit of a paint. We've had the heater blasting for the last hour or so, so it's lovely and warm in here. Perfect weather for painting today. Not too wet, not too dry. So we're going to get that smashed out. Catch you in a minute. What's up, guys, and welcome back. It is day 2 of the XV950 video. The reason it is day 2 is we just simply ran out of time yesterday. For anybody that's done a bit of painting before, you know how much time it takes to get all the prep work done. You know, you've got to make sure you rub it down correctly, you know, using different grades of sandpaper and you know, getting to a finer grit every time you know, start sanding again. It then takes a considerable amount of time to paint, because what you've got to do is give yourself enough time between the coats in order to make sure that you get a decent finish. And those parts are upstairs currently in my little girl's bedroom, heating on full whack, baking nicely, because they take about 24 hours to cure with the Simmons tough paint. So yesterday I did a couple of things just while I was off camera, just because I didn't want to bore you guys. And mainly what that was is we've put the old footrests on. They're big, they're horrible, you know, they're not going to win any awards on the fashion content, but they are functional, and more importantly, they're not snapped in two. So at least it gets us back on the road until I make my mind up what we're going to do for a replacement. But I promise you, if you stayed to the end of the video, we would have a surprise. I want to say sorry to the old girl for dropping it. She is my baby. We do everything we can to try and take care of it, and to go around the corner and basically come off is sacrilege, and I think I've upset her, so I don't want to have any problems. So I'm hoping Karma will do me a favour if we fit her sissy bar. Now, I mentioned to you a while, and for those of you that have got me on Instagram, I posted a picture of this. This is basically a motea sissy bar, and as you can see from the lovely diagram here, basically what it does is it goes across the rear fender brace, this section and this section there, and basically just sticks up. Gives us a little bit of styling, a little bit more of that club style that we mentioned when we first started this build series. The second reason I brought this is we're obviously doing the NC500 and I want to use some luggage. Sissy bar is the easiest way to put luggage on these bikes. I'm not 100% on the saddlebags, mainly because it's a little bit cramped to the rear end. You know, you've got to be wary of the shocks, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not paying nearly 100 quid for brackets, which is in effect just a bent piece of metal to go around there. This was quite affordable. I'll put a link in the description below to where I got this, but basically, like I said, it's from a company called Motea, and I have also brought my sissy bar bag from them, which I'll do a full review on when we get back from the NC500. It's pointless me doing that now, considering we're not going to be going anywhere. And the quality might look well now, but how does it hold up while we're on the road? So, the structures are here. Started to have a quick look at that. It's basically 4 bolts, couple of spacers, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So, let's put you somewhere comfy, and let me get the tools out and see how we get on. There she is. So as you saw there, 4 bolts, one there, spacers. You get 2 spacers. You get a fat one and a thin one. Basically the fat one goes at the back. Thin one, come on, focus, goes at the front. Really, really rigid. Really chuffed with it. As you can see, the finish on it, the quality of the welds is... She does not want to focus today, but the quality of the welds is absolutely impeccable. I'm really impressed. Dead easy to fit. Well, I say easy. A little bit of a faff trying to do it on your own. As you saw, there was a couple moments there I had to use the old head to prop it up. But I'm sure if you'd got a friend with you, it's obviously a cinch to really fit. So yeah, really impressed with that. Thanks, Moti. Like I said, I'll do a full review of the Sissy bar and the Sissy bar bag once I get back for the NC500. But yeah, please love me again. Sorry for scratching you. That's pretty much it. What I'm going to do is I'll wait a bit longer for the parts to cure. We'll fit those back on the bike, and then we'll leave this episode with just some cinematics of the new Sissy bar. But thanks for watching, guys. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you like Yamaha XV950s, or the Yamaha Bolt as it's referred to in America. And if you do like this sort of content, please do subscribe and hit that bell notification, because it really does help the channel out. But thanks, guys. Bye.